Yo, what up, what up? It's your boy C's from theseedsoflife.com, and I got a question from an audience member, and pretty much she's a trainer, and she's been training this client for the past 3-4 months, and the client is not adhering to the program and is not seeing any results. So what is some things that they can do in order for this client to get their results? And I've been through this a ton with some of the clients that I've trained in the past. One of the reasons why they are not adhering to your training program is, one, they don't believe that it can work, right? So they're not giving their maximum efforts because they're like, it's like that fear of success, right? Or not fear of success, the success barrier. And it's basically like, something in their lives is disrupting them and is not allowing them to adhere to the program. You got to find out what those disruptors are, because you're constantly, if your programming is on point and they're seeing you with enough frequency and the workouts are intense enough and they're not seeing any results, there's so much variables that's happening outside of the session that you would want to take a look into. So I would sit down with that client and start asking like questions. And then you are going to, the more questions that you ask, the deeper and deeper you'll be able to get into that client and see through their eyes and see what's really causing them not to get their results. Like, what is the disruptors in their life? If they're not getting enough water, if the nutrition is not on point, if they're not getting enough sleep, you got to be an investigator as well. Like, they're coming to us, they're donating their bodies to us as the trainer, and for just an hour or 3 hours a week. And what's going on with the several other hours that they're not seeing you, right? What are they eating? What's the level of production that they're doing at work? If they're working like 12-hour days, 14-hour days, like how much sleep are they getting? Are they only getting 4 hours? You gotta like do the investigative work and see what's causing them not to get their results. And once you find that out, right, that's when you got to start like removing those layers and start addressing those sticking points within that client. That's when you got to have a nice heart-to-heart and be like, hey, you've been training with me for X amount of months, and as I noticed that you're not getting your results, this is my perspective of why you're not getting your results. Then you can like address it by saying, this is what I believe if you were to change, you'll be able to start seeing your results a lot faster. And then you get them to agree upon this new change in circumstances and start implementing it slowly. Like, you don't want to like implement 3 things at a time, and then that's just going to further stress them out. You want to address one issue at a time, remove that sticking point, and then slow results are going to start to come. Then you see like, hey, once we remove this sticking point, this is exactly when you started seeing your results. So now you can start addressing the other sticking points, right? It's more so behavioral changes that we're looking to have them adhere to outside of our training sessions, because they're paying us to like be that drill sergeant. They want that kick-ass workout, but then they just go right back to their bad habits. So once you get them to start changing their behaviors and implementing new behaviors, steady new behaviors, manageable and doable behaviors, then they're going to start seeing more results, right? So if you found this helpful, let me know. Apply it, let me know. And we can also always open up this discussion a lot further. But this is something that's worked for me in the past, and I continue to implement within my personal training business, as I work with a lot of professionals with like very stressful jobs, and I'm usually the first person that they see in the morning, as early as 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m. So I'm able to like see that. And once we get that workout done, I just ask them what's their day looking like. A simple question like that, right? And then I can see where their mind is. When I ask, what their day is looking like, and they'll be like, oh, I got these meetings, I gotta be at this breakfast luncheon, I gotta go have dinner later. I can then see exactly what's the disruptors that's going to be in those situations, and I could just easily just make address it and just be like, hey, how about you try this while you're there? And it's usually like if they're sitting at a desk in a meeting all day, I'll just tell them like, hey, move around, do that doorway stretch, do that T-spine rotation at your desk so that you're moving around and not suffering from lower back pain by the time you get home, and then you're just sleeping restlessly, right? So I just ask them like post session what their day is looking like, and then whatever it is that they tell me, I'll just, based off experience, just make suggestions, and hopefully that they adhere to it. And then next session, I'll just ask them the question like, so how was that day? And then they would tell me, and then I would be like, did you implement what I said? And it was like, yes or no, and then we'll just move on from there. So you'll never know until you ask and probe a little bit. As coaches, one of our jobs is, that mental aspect as well as the physical. So it's like a holistic approach. Anyway, hopefully you found that tip helpful. I decided to make this video so that I can answer it to the wider array of other audience members, so that, hopefully they can find some value from it. Anyways, you know where you can find me. Hit me up at theseasonlife.com. Pop over to the contact me section and shoot me a message, or just leave a comment down below in the comment box. All right. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Holla at your guala.